Well.
Oh,
Wait, what happened?
oh, we're back.
Okay, did you fix it?
Well,
we'll
yes.
make sure before we.
It is.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. We're good.
Wow. Wow.
We're off to a really rough start, I guess.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I think we're off to a rough start because we're at Nick's. For the visual learners.
Yeah, as you can tell, the energy is much nicer. It's a little bit more open.
Is it? Wow.
Brighter. There's something like more homey about it.
It's brighter because of the ring light, because Tina refused to have the window open.
Because do you see where the sun is? That would be directly in our eyesight.
Listen,
that'd be directly in our eyesight.
There's something nice, is cinematic about natural lighting, but Miss Nick prefers like studio, just
there
like,
is natural light.
What's it called? What's the term when something's like not like vivid? Tetric. Ha. Tetric lighting.
Sure. And I just have a sheer white curtain that's just using to kind of diffuse the sunlight that's coming in, so it evens out. Otherwise it'd be a big block of sunlight on me, and then you'd be dark. Like, it would be too dark over here.
Wow.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
I'm Pioneer Peru.
And I'm Trailblazer Nick.
This is Pioneers and Trailblazers Racism Edition. Wow.
That's not what I meant, you dumb bitch. That's not what I meant.
Then why'd you get so self-conscious? Why were you like...
Because as soon as I said it, I went, oh, he's going to say something. I was like, he's gonna make that a joke.
Mommy juice, cheers.
Mommy juice,
so funny about like making stupid jokes, because yesterday at work, oh my God, I don't think I told you about... No, you were there.
Was it the por favor thing?
No, the por favor. Somebody por favored a Latinx member of our staff yesterday, and we all cringed. It was some stupid drunk white people, of course.
No, and I like the door was wide open, and this woman goes, oh, "Can I make Coke, por favor?" And then I literally was like, really?
And I literally gasped. I was like,
no, we were so vocal about it, and the way that they heard us and they just completely ignored, or they just weren't paying attention. And I think it was the latter, because they didn't react. But then our coworker, who was the one that got por favor, looked at us afterwards when they walked away, and she was just like,
Yeah, it was so funny, but I mean, like, in the worst way. Like, it encapsulates a lot of our clientele, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
But there was a staff member yesterday who, you were in there, Aria. Shout out to Aria.
Shout out to Aria. We love her. Check out her podcast.
Her podcast, Cool Trans Girl. Please, she's great.
On Spotify.
We'll share it.
Yeah,
she's great. But she's also a fellow coworker of ours, and there was a joke by one of the bartenders at the restaurant, like. He was trying to make a joke about transition lenses, like glasses, because he has did you hear about this?
No.
But he was trying to make a joke about transitioning, like, lenses, because I was like, hey, those look cute on him. And he's like an older bartender. Not like that old, but he's like in his 40s, I believe.
Is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was there, and it was me, Arya, and I forgot who else it was that was there, but I was saying, hey, those glasses that change, prescription glasses that go from like bright to dark, for people who just want to. And I thought they looked cute, actually. It made them look like one of the Beatles, kind of, was kind of that kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. And then something.
Oh, I think that's my pills.
Oh my God, everyone! Nick is getting his prep delivered like a true white person, and he's literally running out the door. And he better not cut this. If you cut this, I will sue. So don't cut this. He literally ran out of the door anyway. But we're back.
We're back. Prep unboxing.
Prep unboxing.
Well, I do need to take it for today, so you can talk for a minute.
Well, listen, I was just saying, in the portion that you're not gonna cut, or I will sue you, like I said. I don't get my medicine delivered. Wow. I'm a Truvada girl, PS, everyone.
I'm Descovy.
And famously, Truvada is the one that makes you lose weight.
That was never a symptom of me that I had.
Well, exactly, because you're in Descovy. Did you not read?
No, I used to do Truvada, but then last year they switched me to Descovy.
Why were you switched?
Because I got a new doctor, and the doctor was like, "Oh,
Yeah, you need the cheaper one."
I don't think Descovy's cheaper.
I think they're expensive.
No, I think they're equal price. But he was just like, "Oh, do you want to try Descovy?" He was like, I think it was something about there's less kidney like it's less harmful to your kidneys, or like there's something about the side effects being lessened or not as like strong or something. I can't remember exactly what, but I truly know no difference. But
is it pill blue too? Yeah, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, they're blue.
They're all blue. Oh my god, we should show everyone. If you're not on PrEP, you should be, especially if you're sexually active. And let's do a quick educational corner here for the townspeople.
I just downed them all, and I just downed them all right now.
Okay, so look, the Descovy pills are so tiny. Have you seen my Truvada pills?
Girl, I've had Truvada. They're like
they're bigger. They're bigger, and they're like deeper blue. But this is a Descovy pill, and let me give you a little bit of piece of advice for those like young townspeople. If I like what you're doing your PrEP with your wine.
Oh, I 100%, because I was such a cunt to the pharmacist, unfortunately, because I feel bad because
not a Karen.
No, I wasn't a Karen. Well, this was all virtual because I get it delivered, and I have a virtual pharmacist.
We get it. You get it delivered.
Right. Well, and so I don't have to. Well, anyway, so this was all over chat, but basically a couple of days ago, my mom sent me a screenshot of her insurance bill or something, or like something about her insurance portal, and there was a charge for like $2,000 on there that was under my name for me to pay. They were just actually, it wasn't to pay, just said it was going towards the deductible, but my mom didn't understand like if we had to pay that, because there was like a thing that said like you have to pay this. So then she was like, you need to contact your doctor, and at first I thought it was for my finasteride, and I was like, there's absolutely no way, because that bitch is $25 without insurance, so there's no way they're trying to charge me $2,000 for that. So then I called the insurance, and the American healthcare system I have beef with and will always have beef with. Like, they are my number one worst enemy. I cannot wait until it crumbles and falls apart. But I reached out to
I love Big Pharma. Hi guys.
Oh, I hate you.
Sponsor me.
You can go suck a dick, a warty, gross, ugly dick that's tiny as fuck. Anyway, so then I called the insurance agent and I was like, hey, there's this charge, I just don't know what it is. And then the insurance person, dumb as fuck. Like, the American insurance system, also fucking stupid. So then he was like, yeah, there's a $2,000 charge. And I said, yeah, so what's that for? And he was like, so it's going to be for your Descovy or whatever. And I was like, that's not possible because I get it for free. The program that I'm a part of, Mr. If you're not on PrEP and you have insurance and you don't want to have to pay out of pocket or like have to pay a copay, because it can be very expensive to get Descovy, Truvada, whatever, go through Mr. because that's what I use. I'm not sponsored. Sponsor us, please. We would love. They sponsor the drag queens, so sponsor us. And so I get it for free. And so it's a $0 copay. I have my online appointments. I go get tested every 3 months. I don't have to pay for anything out of pocket for it. It's beautiful. It's lovely. If you're considering doing it, sign up. And so then I reached out and he was like, oh, so you owe $2,000. I said, that's not possible because I have a $0 copay. I've been doing that for the past year. And he was like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to call the pharmacy. So he calls the pharmacy. That's the pharmacy that has their stuff delivered to me. And then there was a miscommunication where apparently the pharmacist was like, yeah, there's a copay card, but it didn't get added or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or it was added, but whatever. The insurance agent was like, yeah, you owe the $2,000. And I was like, what do you mean? And so then I reached out to the pharmacy and reached out to Mr. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, first of all, I never got my PrEP delivered to me because it was supposed to be delivered a couple of days prior to this, and I'm about to run out. And then also, it's telling me that I owe $2,000. I was like, can you tell the pharmacy to get that copay card back on file because I am not paying it? And then the person from Mr. was like, so I don't know who you spoke to, but that just goes towards your deductible. You don't have to pay it. Whatever they were saying is not true. And I was like, oh. But like in my message, I was a huge bitch. I was like, figure this out now. Because anytime I deal with any medical professionals, I'm never a Karen. I am never mean to service people, whatever, unless it comes to my health and it comes to like the medical professionals, because they're dumb as fuck. Because even my insurance person didn't even realize that it just went towards the deductible.
Yeah, sure. Typical Nick fashion, sure. You also have to understand, like, insurance companies are not, like, federally owned or anything. So,
no,
it's
all
private companies. And, like, these people just, like, they're literally just, like, AT&T employees or whatever.
No, 100%. Service. They're dumb as fuck, though. They're dumb as fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, okay, like, you just need to push without being, like, completely privilege to be like, nah.
Well,
like,
no,
you
and
know,
I don't ever have an attitude. I'm always just like,
you just say you had an attitude.
no, to over texting to the person from Mr. But on the phone with the insurance
Which is so fun. Well, that's the thing. That's the funniest thing. I was just telling this to Nick. Like, the kind of things that Nick is doing, like, you know, he's engaging in a like virtual chat with people from Mr. and stuff. Like, and by the way, any recommendation Nick gave you, I support. I am not a person who will do like virtual things like this for like health. I don't. It doesn't fit with me. So if that's not for you, I would say, depending on whatever city you live in. Listen, if you live in like, thank you. If you live in like a non-metropolitan city where it is harder for you to access like healthcare in person, or like at a clinic that's, you know, designed for like minority groups or LGBTQIA people, then for sure, like things like Mr. are easily available to you, and, you know, and people who are on the go, like all these things I totally get. If you are in a metropolitan city or any major city in general, it is also, in addition to what Nick said, worth exploring any sort of state-funded or federally funded clinics and hospitals that are catering towards minorities, including POCs and LGBTQIA people. Because I go to a clinic here in New York City called Callan Lord. If you're here in New York City, I don't think they go anywhere else, but there's like, if you live in the city in New York in general, there's like, they have an office in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, and in Manhattan. And the reason why I go there is that I also get my prep for free by, you know, reporting my earnings and whatever. And mind you, I will say this flat out. I don't have any qualms saying this. I underreport what I make. Absolutely.
They listen to the podcast. Immediately they start charging you.
Please do so. But I'm just like, you know, like Nick is saying, the system and the American healthcare system is so fucking fucked up that I'm going to take advantage of all of the funds that are being given to state fucking clinics and medical professionals and entities that are there to help the community. Sure. So I am absolutely never going to pay for PrEP. I am never. And if you are...
They're going to try... Literally, there have been multiple times where I've walked into a pharmacy. This is before I was on doing Mr. But there have been multiple times where I walk in and my insurance, which I've changed insurance, like health insurance, multiple times, just because like I'm still on my parents' insurance, and like I will be until next year when I turn 26. But my mom, we are on her insurance, and her healthcare is so bad. Her insurance is so bad because she works for the Catholic school system in the Midwest, and so it's very like, you know, not super inclusive. And like anytime I would try to like go to a pharmacy or try to get my PrEP covered or whatever, it'd always be like, yeah, so you want your whore medicine? Was basically just kind of like the vibe that they would give me. They're like, oh, so yeah, it's gonna be $900 for your slut pills.
And honestly,
it's like,
call them slut pills.
And I literally am like, I'm sorry, like $900, and then the pharmacist would be like, yeah, like the insurance just won't cover it. I don't know why. And I'm like, they're supposed to. Yeah. So
that's the thing. And sorry, this is just the educational portion. We're gonna get to some saucy stuff because I have some couple new segments I want to introduce to Nick.
Sure.
But yes. So like, do that. You know, play the system. I am always telling this to brown people, black people, queer people. Like, and if you're a white person or whatever, but like even if you're able to afford all these things, like, states are given the funding based on the need. And so clinics like Callan Lord rely on people coming to them because they want to show the state that there is a high demand for, you know, free healthcare for people who need it, who are minorities. And so play the fucking system, get it. I went there, and then so this year I had to renew because I've been there for like a couple of years now, and this year again I had to go renew. And so they give you the call, and they're like, hey, Mr. Flores, like, come here, we need to like redo your, like, because you know how the healthcare, like, there's like a program in which you apply to and you get in. They give you like that one program that covers your PrEP and your STI, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So you have to reapply. So then I reapplied, and then I went in there, and then they were like, okay, great. So do you have any proof of income? And I was like, no. I was like, I don't have any proof of income. And of course, every time I go to Callan Lord, I look like utter trash. Like, I go there wearing like clothes from like 10 years ago. I'm wearing like my fucking like baggiest jeans, my like dirtiest t-shirts.
Wow.
I like don't shower intentionally, put my glasses on. I just want to go there and be like, look, this is who I am. And so I get there and they're like, hey, so did you have any proof of income? And I was like, no. And they were like, is it the same as last year? Do you have an idea? And then I was like, I think, like, and then I go on my phone just trying to like, so let me just look at my like my app or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's about, like whatever, like $200 a month, whatever. And like, okay, so your estimate. And I was like, oh, great. And so then they make you sign a letter that says, like, I hereby say that this is my income, right? And then they submit it. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, we're going to submit this. And obviously, it'll be like a 72 hours and see if it gets approved. And then, of course, like within 2 hours, it's just like, hello, Mr. Flores, you've been approved again. So, like, the money and the funds are there.
Right. It's just a matter of people knowing about it.
Knowing your resources, go. And so, like, all of this aside, PrEP is good for you. Free STI testing and free PrEP is available to you. It may be harder to get for some, maybe easier for some others, but it's there. So please reach out to Pioneers and Trailblazers if you need any help. But PrEP is so good, especially if you're not like...
PrEP is so good. Unless it's shutting down your kidneys.
Yeah, slut pills are the best.
No, and speaking of, it was really...
Slut pills for the win, tell them.
Here are your slut pills.
But I was saying, funny, that one guy I said from last episode that was like the 21-year-old, 22-year-old that like fucked me, whatever. He was like, hey, like, fuck, like I missed a couple of days of PrEP, so like I wanted to use a condom. And I was like, oh, obviously, like we can use a condom. And then I said, hey, by the way, he was like, I resumed 2 days ago. And then I was like, because he had been gone, he didn't take like a Saturday or Sunday, and then he took like Monday and Friday and whatever. And so I was like, hey, just so you know, again, townspeople, PrEP is not only for those who are having sex on a daily. Like, yeah, you want to take your PrEP daily because you never know when you're going to have sex. If you are a person who plans sex, PrEP is there for you, mama.
Well, you can do PrEP on demand.
PrEP on demand, exactly. So PrEP on demand 211, which means if you think you're going to have sex, say tonight. When we're recording, it's Friday.
I douched tonight.
You douched? I used to. Anyway, so if you think you're gonna have sex tonight, and then you're like, okay, like I don't have sex regularly, but tonight is going to be the night. You're like, I'm getting prepped. So then you take your PrEP. You can take 2 PrEP pills at least a few hours before you think you're gonna have sex, and then that's Friday, right? Then you get fucking pounded out.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday you take 1 pill, and then on Sunday you take another pill, and then you should be fine. Like, that's called PrEP on demand. And so you can have your PrEP at home if you're not like a complete slut like us, and you're just like having sex with people that you love or like whatever, then you can just do that. That's a great option, right?
Sure. I just do it daily because I'm never like planning that far ahead where I'm like,
I don't plan, I just know I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm like, you never know what's gonna happen, so I'm just like, I might as well just take it every day. And I take it with my finasteride in the morning. I wake up,
I take it, and then I take like I start my fiber pills, and then I give it a couple hours.
I gotta get back on the fiber because girl, she's been a little girl, what's the word? What's the chocolate river from Willy Wonka?
You have to tell me you're being El Niño-ing.
I've really been like, it's been really, and the thing is I've been eating really healthy too, so I'm just like, I don't know what.
Which it actually explains it. So like,
it's just been really clearing out my
Nick
bowels.
Says he eats healthy twice a day in our fitness journey, and then he treats himself 4 days out of the 7. So
no.
That's just me telling you that.
I treated myself on Valentine's Day because one, it was Valentine's Day, and then I had a muffin yesterday because I really only had vegetables to eat for lunch, and I was still kind of like a little peckish, and I was like, you know what? It's my Friday. It's a little muffin. What's the worst thing that'll happen? Nothing.
There's nothing worse that can happen, but it's just like we were trying to like be.
And I okay, but like compared to what I was like a month ago, this is a drastic change.
Okay, and actually that's commendable.
So
but
thank you.
I feel like the next step is for us to like keep a journal and keep track of.
Do you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No.
Okay, for those who watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's probably too young. The demographic that we have is too young for this.
20 minutes in our intro.
No, but like I was gonna say when you were like anytime you bring up like, oh, you ate something unhealthy today. I feel like Anne Marie in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Crystal be like, there you go, downplaying my profession yet again. But I hate Anne Marie, so anyway, I don't want to be like her.
Anyway. Listen, so
what are these segments?
We should start with a town hall that is from the townspeople, because we haven't done that in a couple of episodes. No, actually one episode, but I like it. I think people are really excited to talk to us, and they've been showing it. Thank you for sending in your DMs.
Thank you.
Your love. I have seen, we have seen. Well, Nick, don't check anything. But
right.
But there's been a lot more, commentary and messages for us, and I really appreciate it. So I thought we could start with this one because I thought it was really apropos.
Okay.
You're gonna gag. All right.
Am I?
This townsperson is from Atlanta, I believe. Okay. Shout out to Bobby, townsperson Bobby.
Hey,
from
Bobby.
Atlanta. Hi,
Shout
Bobby.
out. Shout
out. Bobby submitted a topic for our town hall, which says as follows. Is it unethical to want to fuck a few of my ex's friends? I know they're into me. If we've been broken up for almost a year.
Okay, that's a really good question.
So, is it unethical to want to fuck a few of my exes? And now, then Bobby made a point into saying, I know they're into me. So, is it unethical to want to fuck a few of my exes? Well, also, Bobby, a few of your exes. Damn, Bobby.
Okay, come on.
Bobby trying to get it. If we've been broken up for almost a year. I think... What?
Well, it depends on the circumstances.
Okay.
My first thought. Okay, here we go.
Miss Nick goes first.
Okay, for me personally, if I was in the situation,
the two.
There are a few things to consider that I would have to think about. One would be how was the breakup? Was it good or was it bad?
Very interesting, yes.
Because if it was a bad breakup, then I would be like, girl, fuck it, fuck his friend, fuck his friends if it's a bad breakup. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would think the opposite.
Well, I'm like,
if it's a bad breakup, you're like, oh fuck, I don't want any of his friends to hate me now.
Well, no, if it's a bad breakup and you're like no longer on speaking terms, but like you're still kind of like chatting with his friends or whatever, and they're like making it known and they're flirting with you, then I'd be like, yeah, fuck the friend, you're never gonna see that bitch again. And if he finds out, oh well, girl, like you know what I mean? It's a bad breakup. If it was a good breakup and you're still friends, then it gets a little bit into messier territory, because then it's like, well, if they're still a part of like your friend group and like you're doing things together and blah blah blah, that could make things a little bit messy.
Yes.
And it could cause jealousy and it could cause whatever. I prefer if there was a clean break, you no longer speak to each other, I say, girl, go for it. If the friend is saying, hey, I want to fuck you, girl, get fucked, or like vice versa. But if you're on good terms and like you're still friends, then I think it's something that you should maybe like have a conversation with them about. Be like, would you be fine if I had sex with this person? Or maybe
I am very Nick. You are shocking me to the core right now, because this is not the response I thought you were gonna have.
What did you think I was gonna say? No.
Yes, because in real life, when I recently had one of those scenarios, you've been very much like on the no front.
But Nick, it wasn't. But this is a different situation.
Yeah, but you should know, townspeople. Nick is not a person who confronts or who is like, you're more passive when it comes to interaction. Like you're not like, hey.
Oh, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like.
Yeah, so you're saying like, that's why I'm shocked. You're saying like, I'm gonna reach out to my ex and be like, hey, are you okay with me fucking your friend?
Well,
that's not something you would ever do.
No. I wouldn't. I would say if like I'm still friends with that person.
True. Yeah. So Bobby, we are missing a little bit of context on this one, because it is very much like, okay, technically speaking, if all of the things that we have on data on the table is that it's been almost a year, that is, any person would say objectively, enough time that has gone by for you to fuck the friends. Now, this also begs the question: is your ex going to find out? Like, could it be kept a secret? Is it something that, by you doing, everyone else is gonna find out? Because then, if you're still friends with some of the people that you made through your ex, that will be a little bit messy. Now, being friends with your ex's friends can be a little bit tricky, because the word might get out.
Also, how long were you dating this person too?
True, girl. If you were dating for like 10 years,
then
you have a kid.
Yeah, you have a child.
Baby, you got divorced, actually. Yeah.
No, but I can think of like, there's somebody that not really an ex, but like, kind of went on dates with, had sex with, who has friends that are hot, and like I would fuck. I mean, that things ended not so great with that person, and they ended badly. But I would fuck their friends, and so if they ever made a move on me, I would not hesitate. I would not hesitate to go and do it.
I recently went through a trauma in which I was considering engaging with somebody who had recently ended a relationship with somebody else that I knew. And that's very coded, and you know what I'm talking about.
Right, but there were other layers to that. It was way more nuanced than just...
There's more nuance, but what I'm saying is, listen, ethically speaking, everything can be pretty gray area. However, on a more, like, if this is a court of law, if you're broken up, you're not breaking any rules, right? Like, if you're broken up, you're not doing anything wrong. So, Bobby, if something were to happen and you did fuck your ex's friends that you know they're into you, which is also a really good point. You're not just like taking a leap of faith and being like, fuck, now not only did I make a move on my ex's friend, but now they rejected me, and they're probably going to go tell my ex, be like, oh, you girl, guess what? Bobby hit me up, girl, and Bobby was trying to get that fucking hole or
and that's
dick.
where like that's where like I maybe being more passive will come in. It's like I would only ever do it if that person made the first move.
Absolutely.
Because it's like I would never make the first move of that, just because I know how messy that could be, because I also don't want that to come back, because then that could reflect poorly on you.
Yes.
But if they make the first move and are like, hey girl, fair game, you know, fair is fair.
And that's the thing, you know, like as townspeople know, I am very much a go-getter. I don't care about hitting anybody up, DMing, giving my number. Like that's
you don't.
But if you have been given the signs from this, clear signs, we're not just saying Delulu Nick, just being like, oh my God, this person hugged me, they're so into me.
Stop, I do that. I really do. And like,
Nick is the Lulu of the was Lulu.
No, and I will say there is something happening currently where I am Delulu about us.
Girl,
very particular.
Don't even open that.
I'm not opening
Pandora's box.
I'm not opening.
Or should I call it box?
I'm not opening that box, but I am just saying, like, in the past, I do it
in the present.
No, and I do it kind
of
in
the past, as in 2 days ago.
I do it kind of as a joke now, because it is.
Oh, you know you ain't joking.
No, but like previously there have been other instances where I have overread people's
Overread? That's an understatement.
Really?
You made up.
Fantasized, imagined that there was more
sci-fi
interest in or there was more behind what their actions than the actual truth of the matter. And now there's somebody that will like sometimes like flirt with me, but it's not like flirting. I think they're just naturally charming and like whatever. But
they like attention.
They like attention, but I'll turn to Peru and I'll be like, my husband just talked to me. He just said this to me. He wants me so bad. And like I know I sound crazy. Like that's like the joke of it now is like I know it's crazy. Like because in no world is that going to happen.
Look, the joke is fun. Like I mean, we're both kind of the same way, just on a joke level. But then Miss Nick sometimes does get the Lulu. Like I'm talking, like Nick is like, oh my God, what do you think about this? Do you think this guy's into me? And she's like, hello, how are you? It's just like I'm like Nick.
But then also it's actually really crazy because then someone will make it very clear that they're interested in me, and I will be completely oblivious.
And then you're like, what?
And I'll be like, oh yeah, so they sent me this text, and then Peru's like, yeah, they're asking you out on a date.
Oh, someone's blatantly being like, hey, I would like to go on a date with you, and this is like 99% basically. I'm trying to like tailor the wording of this to keep it, you know,
sure,
whatever.
Keep it cute.
But there's a person specifically that may have told Nick, hey, I would like to go on a date with you. And then Nick turns to me. He's like, is he flirting with me?
No, I was like, is this text weird? I was like, is this weird?
No, you said like...
No, I was like, is this weird? No, I literally remember asking you, is this weird?
The question was, is it weird? Yes, but your question was like, do you think they're into me? And you're like, are they trying to go? I'm like, this person's literally telling you, let's go on a date. And Nick's like, okay. I'm like, yes, this person's into you.
Right.
But
anyway.
So Bobby, long explanation short, I feel like we both agree. I feel like there is a context on how long you've been broken up, how long you were in this relationship.
The terms of the breakup.
Terms of the breakup. However, I feel like it's safe to say if that person has already made it clear they want to engage in sexual activity with you and you trust this person and you're into them, you're not breaking any rules by having sex with them. So I say go ahead as long as it's clear. If it's
clear like the douche water.
Clear the douche water. Yeah. If it's El Nino, mudslide.
It's like a really beautiful song title. Clear like
Clear
the
the
douche. Clear like the
clear
douche water. Like it's like kind of like there's a chorus and there's like some like trumpets. There's like a brass section. It's like clear like the douche water. Very like Mariah Carey or something.
Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think it's wrong. I think you should go ahead and do it if the signs are clear and you're not being delulu like Miss Nick. The signs are clear. And then also
there's beauty in delusion, by the way.
There is beauty, but also you know, if you feel like this is only sex, which is my last piece of advice, if you think you only want to fuck, because then if you feel you're going to be catching feelings for this person, then that gets tricky, because then you're like, oh, imagine you get into a relationship with your ex's friend.
Yeah, but that's like that's just jumping too far ahead.
No, of course, I'm saying, so just make sure that you just want to hook up.
Yeah, just like a it's just like kind of a one-off.
It's a one-off. Then I think go ahead and do it. It's been almost a year. I think you're good. I think you're good. Just make sure the person is into it.
And make sure you're popping your slut pills if you're prescribed.
Pop your slut pills.
Or wrap your willy because girl, the STIs are going around.
They're going around, girl. But you know what? Again, every 3 months, I be getting tested for free. So get your test. I know it's scary. We've talked about this before. But it's better for you to get tested and then, you know, get treatment.
100%.
It's easy peasy. All right. Before we continue on our personal town halls, if we even have like big town, we had kind of like a I would say like uneventful week as far as like huge developments.
I mean, I had sex
as well. We can talk about that. But before we go ahead, I also want to make sure it was Valentine's Day on Wednesday. Happy Valentine's.
I had a really good Valentine's Day. It wasn't until the day after that my day was ruined.
I had a Valentine's Day with work in which I saw plenty of couples. 90% of all couples were happy at work and 10% got into huge fights. One of them confronted me and berated me because this one girl waited for her date 30 minutes and we could not seat an incomplete party, and then she lashed out on me after her date arrived late and she was mad.
You're like, Mama, that's on your man, not me.
That's on your man for being late, honey. But for Valentine's Day, we had a request from a townsperson as well.
Oh, okay.
We're very townsperson heavy episode because we love our townspeople.
No, this is a community episode.
Shout out to Larry. Larry said, can you do me a favor and give my boyfriend a shout out for Valentine's Day?
Aww.
We watched the pod together, and it'd be awesome if y'all could say something like, Happy Valentine's Day, Avery, from a special guy from Vancouver.
Oh my god. Wait, that's so sweet.
This is so sweet. So Avery and Larry,
Happy Valentine's Day
in Vancouver. Atlanta to Vancouver. Look at that.
Wait, we're international.
Well, we have been, you know. Was it Zimbabwe?
I haven't looked in a minute.
But we saw that it was like Zimbabwe or
like less than like 0.1%.
There's not one person in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, there's one person, mama.
So Avery and Larry, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for watching. Visual learners, catch us on the tube.
You're so lucky to have somebody. It's like not fair.
And then right now, as you're watching right now, kiss each other. Right now, we're seeing it. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Suck a little dick.
Oh my god. Oh.
Why not, girl? This is the podcast for it.
This is the podcast for it. Please kiss each other and then
kiss the dick.
Kiss the dick. Kiss the dick. Title of that.
No, I do like hear your slut pills.
Yeah, hear your slut pills. No, slut pills for the win. Here we go again, fighting about
whatever. We'll talk about it.
But anyway, thank you for watching and happy Valentine's Day to anybody who's together.
I looked really good on Valentine's Day, not to brag.
Girl, I looked hot on Valentine's Day.
I looked so good, and then I was wearing a pair of pants that I specifically wore because they make my ass look juicy as fuck. And let's just say we got a couple compliments, and then there was a table of twinks. And by twinks, I mean it was just a couple. It was a couple. Both were twinks, and I walked past the.
Okay.
I walked past the table, and they both looked.
And that's Nick Pintalulu. They love me so bad.
No, I walked past and immediately they were like this. They looked down and like looked at my butt and then kind of like looked up, and then I was like, I saw them look and I was like, hey. And that wasn't Delulu. People look. I have a fat ass, and then I had Aria. Shout out to Aria, who we shouted out earlier. I helped her take some stuff upstairs, and she was like walking behind me. And then as we got upstairs, she was like, "Whoa!" She was like, "I get it now." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "It's juicy." And I was like, "Yeah, girl, we got tiny waist, fat ass. That's how it is."
Tiny waist, fat ass. Title of that.
It's true. It's true. I have wide birthing hips. That's why.
Okay, listen. I did examine your thirst trap you posted on last Monday.
I have another one.
You do have childbearing hips. You're not lying when you say that.
Girl, do you know how many times I've had sex with a man and they will comment? They're like, "Whoa, you kind of have like hips like a girl."
You do.
And I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
But you would never tell by the way you dress.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Anyway,
what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Because I mean, and I actually gave a compliment to Nick.
I was dressed. I will say, I kind of looked. I got really high on Valentine's Day. Like I popped an edible when I got home. I like looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I'm low key kind of dressed like Mrs. Incredible right now.
Yeah.
And I also like look like her. Like we got the little kind of like brown bob.
No.
Mine's curly, hers is straight. But I was wearing red and black and like whatever, and my tiny waist and my huge hips.
So Nick's aesthetic, and I already told you, is Mad Men, late 60s, early 70s. Like when he dresses up for work, you're giving chic 60s, 70s. And when you put yourself together like that, it looks great. It suits you. It goes with the look. I think you look incredible. Like the past few days that I've seen you work, you looked amazing.
Thank
you.
The
styling is on point.
Thank you.
So I want to see more of that.
I want to say thank you to eBay and all of the sellers who sold me the vintage clothes from the 60s and 70s that I...
eBay.
Girl, I love eBay.
eBay's like fucking like boomer territory. I've never touched eBay in forever.
Oh my god, eBay is where all the good shit is. Because like Depop is oversaturated and overpriced versus like eBay, you bid. You know, these bitches be putting their shit, because all old ladies, it's all old ladies who are selling like clothes of like their dead husbands. And so then it's like, oh, like I'll just put this up here, like I'll start the bid at $2, and I'm like, bid. And then someone will like outbid me by like 50 cents. No, like by 50 cents, and I'm like, oh fuck this whore, we're going in. And then I get into a bidding war. I haven't done that in a minute because I haven't had any extra spending cash for clothes, but like a couple of years ago, girl, I went in, and then I didn't wear most of the clothes that I bought just because I would be really competitive. So if anyone like outbid me by like $1, I'd be like, oh no, I have to win now. And so then I would like outbid people just for the sake of competition. And then I had all these clothes that I never wore because they didn't look that cute on me when they arrived, and then I sold them to Beacon's Closet and made a pretty penny.
Well, the thing with the bidding with eBay is that anybody can come into any bid and just actually purchase. So it's not just on.
Well, not all of them. Some people, you have the option to set your item to like have like you can bid, or you can just buy it at this flat rate, and the flat rate is usually higher than what the starting bid is. Yeah. But a lot of them don't have that like flat rate that you can purchase it for. So like you can just like bid. And then we can move past this because I'm sure people are like want to hear about the sex talk. But there was a
like fashion talk.
There was a Cartier shoulder bag that I
know, and it was very Nick.
It was so
cute. It was very cute, very Nick.
It was a burgundy.
Have you shown the townspeople your Harley Davidson bag?
No, I haven't.
I'll have to show you. Core, and it's very chic. It's very cute. That's very Nick. This Cartier bag. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking in the town like Cartier bag. This is not like a girly bag. It's like a really cute, very vintagey.
It was like leather
bag,
like burgundy. Yeah. It was like this dark burgundy wine color. It was like really gorge, and there are other bags that were being sold on eBay that were like $200 or whatever, like starting, just like base price, like flat rate. And then I saw this listing on eBay, and the highest bid at that point was $5. And I was like, oh girl, let me bid $6. So I bid $6. And then when you're on eBay, for those who haven't used it before, when you bid on something, you can also like say like, oh, I can commit up to this price for bidding. So if someone wants to bid above like $1 more than me, I set my highest bid to like $10. So like if they bid under $10, like I'm still gonna get it, because then my next bid is like $8.
We understand a how bidding works, Nick.
Okay, whatever. I'm just explaining it. So then I bid $1, and I think this person must have like set their highest bid to maybe like $50 or something, because then I bid $1, and then it was like, sorry, you've been outbid, and I was like, fuck. So then I bid 7, and then I was like, nope, you're still outbid, and I was like, fuck, and I did 10, and then it was like, you're still outbid, and I was like, girl. So I just put it on my watch list, and then it sold for like $80 or something, and I was like, okay, well, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna spend that much on a bag, you know what I mean? Like all of my stuff, like I live within my means, okay? And so
what are you trying to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna spend $80 on something if I know, like, on a bag, because I, first of all, know that I have bills that need to get paid. I have food that needs to be eaten so I can survive.
You didn't even know what your bills cost. Anybody?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
last week's episode.
I'm just saying that I know I don't have the loose money just to be dropping $80 on a purse just for fun.
Did I just buy a bag for $250? Yes.
Was that your backpack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's great.
Yeah, but like, you needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a need right now. It's just a want. So I'm like, just because it's a want, I'm like, I'll come across something else.
Aries. I just get what I want.
That's why I love thrifting, because like I got a purse over the holidays that I got for $8, and it's so cute. And every time I go out with it, people are like, "That is so cute. Where did you get it?" And I'm like, "Girl, at the thrift store, $8." Okay, so next for town hall, I had sex on Monday. Which I've been
back to sex.
Monday's my new sex day, because like it's actually because it's probably like the most convenient, because
no, it's not, because then you work in the daytime for 5 million hours, and then like, that's why I'm shocked. The past 2 Mondays you've had sex on Monday. I'm just like, you're literally getting off of work in the late afternoon, early evening, and I'm just like, how are you getting ready? And then so then
I'm not. This is the story. So on Monday, there's this guy that I've been talking to for a couple of weeks on and off on Grindr, who's hot. He's older. I think he's like in his 40s. And he's like in an open relationship or whatever, but his partner doesn't live with him, or like his partner's out of town or something. I don't know. But I was supposed to hook up with him last week, and then I was going to go after work in the evening, and I was so tired that night. I messaged him and I was like, hey, let's reschedule. Like I can't, like I'm too exhausted. And he was like, totally, like, don't worry about it. And then on Monday, I'm on Grindr, bored at work. He messages me and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm at work. He's like, what time are you out of here? He's like, I'm working from home. I'm kind of horny, looking for like a mid-afternoon fuck. And I was like, I'm out of here at 4. And he goes, perfect, I'll see you then. And I was like, oh, like I didn't even like confirm. I was like, okay. I was like, responded, and I went, I would need to shower. He goes, yeah, okay, great, I have a shower, you can use it. He's like, anything else you want to work out? And I was like, oh, no, that's totally fine. Like, great, let's do it. So then I took a shit at work in the morning, because I normally shit in the morning. And it was, a little Willy Wonka chocolate river vibe. And I was like, okay, a little concerning there. And then before I left, maybe 30 minutes before I'm supposed to leave, I get a rumble in my tummy again. And I go, oh,
this is like the second Monday in a row.
I know. And I was like, I've been eating so healthy, girl. The vegetables have really just been flushing me out. Yeah. If you saw my thirst trap last week, girl, you know why. Like, because we're looking like that. And then so then I go to the bathroom.
Learners, look at my face.
You're just hateful. Jealous. So then I go to the bathroom again. I shit a little bit more. It's almost like liquidy. And then I like wipe whatever, and I go, oh God, I don't know, like if I'm gonna be able to have sex, like, because I don't have my bulb with me, my douche, or whatever. And I also didn't have enough time, because I was on a tight deadline, because I had my writer's group in Greenpoint at 7. I get out of work at 4. So it's a short window. I was like, I have to go home, make myself dinner, like whatever. I was like, this gotta be quick. So I was like, didn't have time to run to CVS and get like a little enema to like whatever prepare. So I was like, it'll be fine. I was like, it'll be fine, whatever. I'll just suck his dick. So I go to this man's apartment. He lives like Union Square, so that is kind of like a walk for me. Like I could have taken the train. It was like a 15-minute train ride or a 20-minute walk. I was like, let me just walk. I'll fast walk. So I walk to his apartment. I get there. He welcomes me in. He very hot, and he is bald. Not like that matters or anything, but like, wow. But bald. I don't fuck a lot of baldies. And listen,
I don't like to say bald. I like to say no hair or shaved hair, because bald gives the illusion that they're like incapable or something. Like, I just refer to people.
It's ableist. It's ableist to say.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there is also somebody from the town who like I've been engaging with on sexual conversations.
Baldy.
Who is a no-haired But
individual that struggles with
individual with no hair, and that's all I'm gonna say, and has the thickest eyebrows and the thickest beard. And I know you're watching, and you're from Ireland. And
Ireland!
I know we really go across the world, honey.
No, we're international.
An Irish no hair daddy, and that's all I'm gonna say. So I don't really judge people that
I don't judge either.
No hair. I don't like saying bald.
I don't judge either. I thought he was. I mean, obviously,
Then why'd you bring it up?
Just because I was
like, he's bald.
I'm just describing him so the townspeople know what he looks like.
No hair, great.
So so whatever. He's hot. I walk in.
Hot, no hair.
He's like making small talk or whatever, and then he was like, "Oh, you want to use my shower?" And I was like, "Yes, please. Thank you." And then I get into the bathroom, rumble again, and I go, "No!" I shat in his apartment, and it smelled so bad. No! And I literally.
This is weird.
And I literally was like,
our podcast is so crazy.
No, and I literally was like, no. And I turned on the shower just so like the sound was going, so it sounded like I was doing something.
Oh,
because like
that's the thing, because then you're like, I need to at least give the illusion that I'm not doing what he knows I'm doing.
Right. But like he knows, girl. Like he knows.
Again, like, he's not sitting there smelling your fucking El Nino.
No, sure. So then I got everything out. I pushed it all out. Okay, we pushed. Okay, like we were giving birth. Excuse me. And then I get into the shower, and then I'm basically fisting myself in the shower, trying to like make sure that fisting myself with like
because you weren't clearing. Basically, what you're saying is it wasn't clearing.
No, it wasn't clear.
You weren't getting the go ahead from the doctor.
I would shove I shoved a finger at my butt with soap on it, and I'd pull it out, and there were remnants on there, and I was like, oh, that can't be good. So then
the worst feeling. So you were like, fuck, literally my butt. When you're putting your finger with soap in your asshole, and when you pull it out,
also soap dries it out like crazy. And then it's like, why does my hole feel chapped like after doing that? Anyway, so I'm like fingering myself, and then I'm basically fisting. Like I have like all like 5 fingers up my ass, basically just going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, my whole gaping, and I'm just like every time, and it's still kind of like smell, and I'm like, why is it? What's happening? I'm like digging shit. I'm like at my hole, like trying to like whatever. I used to do this in college. This is how I would douche in college. I wouldn't douche. I would literally, before I would have sex with somebody, I would literally just stand in my shower because I didn't know about enemas when I was a freshman.
Oh, I didn't know until I was younger at a later age.
No, sure. And so I would be in my shower in my dorm room, just like scooping whatever was in my hole out and just like hoping for the best and just like feeling up there. And there was one time I set up a hookup with a guy at a hotel who was staying at a hotel, and then he was like, so what's your ETA? And I went, oh, I'm so sorry, like I think like I like must have like scratched my hole with like my fingernail or something when I was doing it, so there was like a little bit of blood. So I was like, oh, hold on, I'm bleeding. And I was like, I just need a couple of minutes, like I'm trying to figure out like, you know, what happened. And he was like, blood? He was like, that makes me feel weird. Actually, I don't think we should hang out. And I was like, what? And I was like, I literally just spent the last 20 minutes like squatting, scooping shit out of my hole for like, what? So we didn't fuck. But anyway, that's what I was doing. And then I was just getting, and I was in the bathroom for so fucking long. And then finally I was like, you know what? This is the best that we're going to do. This is the best we're going to get. It was clear enough. And I was like, the pictures that he had shown me of his penis that he sent in his album, I was like, it's not going to be that bad. Like, it's like, he's not going in that deep. I step out. I just put my underwear on. I walk out into his like apartment, and he's just in his underwear, and he starts making out with me, and it was good. And then we go to his bedroom, and then he pulls down his underwear, and I see his dick in person. It was so big. Like the pictures did not do it justice, and I'm literally staring at it. And he was like, I literally was like jaw dropped. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm so scared. And then we like are making out in his bed, we're naked or whatever, and then all of a sudden he pulls his comforter back, white sheets. I'm sucking his dick or whatever, and then he was like, oh, you ever taken a dick this big before? And I was like, maybe once or twice. I was like, I hope I can take it. I hope I can take your big fat cock, daddy. And he was like so into it. And then he's like, I want to fuck you. And so he goes and puts on a condom, and I was like so horny. I was like, I want him to fuck me. But then I was also like so nervous because I was like, girl, he didn't put down a towel. It's just his white sheets. What's gonna happen? So then He puts the dick in, and honestly, I think it's because I was basically fisting myself in the shower. My hole took it very easily, like it wasn't painful or anything. And I started off riding him, and I was just kind of like, whatever. He's like, however you want it, and I was like, okay, great. So I was riding him, it was going good, and then he then was doing me missionary or whatever. He was fucking me. He was obsessed with my hair. He was like really obsessed that I had long hair. He was like, I love your hair. It's so sexy. And I was like,
nice.
And I was like, okay, thank you. And then he wanted to do me doggy, and that's when I got nervous.
You're like,
he was fucking me doggy, and I was like, okay, cool. And he had prefaced before we started, he was like, I like to start gentle, and I like to work my way up and be a little rough. And I was like, that's perfect. I love that. So we're in doggy, and then we were both on the bed, and then he wanted me to be on the edge of the bed so he could stand up and basically just go like, like pound me. And then we're doing that, and then all of a sudden he's going real hard, and then I smell something. And then I was like, no. I was like, this can't happen. Because we took a break before. He was fucking me missionary, and then I was like, oh, I need a second. And he was like, okay, great. He pulled out and he took off the condom, and it was clear. There was nothing on it. Like, it was like whatever. It was like clean as a whistle. And I went, good, okay, great. And so then maybe 10 minutes, like actually no, it was like 5 minutes later, I was like, okay, you can fuck me again. And he's like, okay, great. So then he puts another condom on, and then he's fucking me, and then we did the doggy, and then we go in doggy, and that's when I start to smell it, because his dick was so big. And mama, if you were listening to the previous episode where Peru, I can't remember what episode it was a couple weeks ago, but Peru had a moment where it was El Nino on the dick, and he referred to it as basically plunging his hole, and that's why it happened. And then I was like, this man's dick is so big, he's plunging my hole right now. And I started to smell it, and then I was like, no. And so then I immediately was like, I need a second. And then he,
because why? Because you learned a lesson.
I learned from your mistakes.
Listen to your body
and listen to your elders. I'm gonna kill you. Learn from their mistakes. No, and so then he was like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. He pulls out. I was so nervous when he pulled out that there was gonna be something on the condom. There wasn't. I was like, why did I smell it? I was like, whatever, we were just preemptive. He pulled out, and then he lay down next to me, and then he was like, did you smoke before you got here? Like, smoked weed? And I was like, oh, no. I was like, normally I have weed on me, but, like, not today. And he was like, oh. I was like, do you smoke? And he was like, no. He's like, I just, sometimes, like, with bottoms, like, if sometimes they just, like, need to smoke or, like, take an edible or something so they're a little bit more relaxed so they can take my dick. Like, he
was telling you were a paranoid mess.
No, he thought that my hole was just tight and that I was, like, in pain. Like, he didn't.
You should be, mama, my hole is tight because I have a medically tight hole.
Oh, I have a medically tight hole, but I wasn't uncomfortable. The reason I took the break wasn't because my hole hurt or because it was too much. I was worried I was going to shit on him.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that, and I guess he didn't smell it. So I was like, okay, cool, we're in the clear. Anyway, he jerked me off until I came. I jerked him off till he came. It was really hot. He didn't message me the next day. Was like, you're so special. And I was like, thank you. He wants me to come back over again another time, and I was like, sure. And I'm sure I will turn on all the stops the next time I go over because I will be fully douche.
Well, you haven't talked to the one previous from this Monday.
Oh, yeah, the one that I fucked 2 weeks ago, if you're listening.
Daddy.
The daddy who, like, kind of, like, slapped me around and was, like, rich or whatever. He has not hit me back up since, but I've seen him active on the grid, seen him on Sniffies. So I'm like, okay.
I didn't find him on the grid. I was highly offended by that. I was
think you're probably blocked.
Why am I blocked? I never reached out to him. I would have known because I don't recognize his face. Wow. Well, I'm just really happy that you listen to your body, which is really important.
Thank you. Always listen to your body. And also I listen to my nose. Listen to your nose. If you smell something or feel something, it's time to stop gracefully. Don't be a hero. Well, the thing was,
don't be a hero.
The thing was, is like, because I was so, like, self-conscious about, like, maybe or maybe not pooping on him, I mean, I enjoyed myself to some extent, but then it got to a point where I was not enjoying myself because I was so just, like, nervous about it. So then I was like, I'm glad that I, like, ended it when I did. Otherwise, I would have been way more stressed. It probably would have been way worse than how it ended up. We both had a lovely time. There were no stains on his sheets when I left. Like, it was gorgeous. It was lovely. And then I went to my writer's group immediately after because because the other thing, I was on a tight time crunch. And when I was like asked for a break for the first time, he goes, yeah, that's totally fine. He's like, we have all the time in the world. And I was like, oh, actually, we don't. I was like, I got places to be.
Listen, well, I guess we could talk about, I get really paranoid sometimes. when well, this guy, okay.
What?
So
who you fucked yesterday?
Well, yes, this is the same guy. But even when I think it's like not, my God, excuse me again.
Disgusting.
It's got we mommy juicing. I'm kind of getting tipsy.
I'm not tipsy yet.
You're not?
That's crazy. I'm usually the first one to be like, I'm tipsy as fuck.
Wow. Okay. So even when it's not that big, sometimes like the paranoia still runs through my head, and it's like with being conditioned as bottoms to just be like hyper aware of that. And sometimes you're like, okay, like I just want to go do like a safe dick. So yesterday I was supposed to have sex twice. So my town
people
with 2 different people. This one guy who lives like a few blocks from me, who has been constantly trying to get a hold of me, like just constantly. And I was like, he's cute, but he was giving me really bottom vibes. But I think he's just calling himself verse because he's still just like at that young stage where like you're not wanting to fully commit to one of them. And I was like, well,
and some people maybe are just verse. The future is verse,
no,
mama.
But the thing is, like, I understand the verse of it all, but you don't get it. Like, this guy, all the signs were pointing to him to being a verse bottom or just bottom, but like his album was like all ass and like a couple dick pics, and I was like, I have a vid, and like I was like, do you have any vids? And he was like, I don't have any vids of me topping. I have a vid of me getting fucked and using my dildo, and like so like. All the signs are pointing to this guy just being a sloppy bottom, but he was like, but you're so hot, and like I want to fuck you and load you up. And I was like, okay. So yesterday I was
as a bottom, I would never say that to somebody. So like maybe he is really verse.
I don't know. So then I was like, okay.
I've never in my life said I want to load you up.
I was like, okay.
Have you?
Have
you ever told someone you want to load them up?
I've never said that, but there are a few verse bottoms, including a famous drag queen.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But there are a few people I have told, I see you're a bottom, I wish you topped. Like there are
That's
people
not the same thing though.
No, that I've baited into topping me.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying. But what I said is, have you ever said to someone, I want to load you up? No.
Oh, no. Have I done it 3 times in my life? Yes.
I've only done it once.
I've done it 3 times. P-Town, that one guy that we talked about in the pod.
Uh-huh.
And then another time. And that was it.
But I will say, the one guy that I topped, fuck him, because I have tried to hang out with him multiple times.
Stop. He's dead.
I have tried to hang out with him multiple times since, and he has been like, oh, he's like, you
he
have
doesn't want to. He doesn't.
No,
want to.
I know, and that's like, I'm like, but then why would you like message me repeatedly, being like, we should, one next time I'm in town.
That's when you're being like, that's what people do. That's what they do.
Well, stop. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So like,
you do.
So like, how
you wear your heart on your hole?
Like, so how dare you? How dare you flirt with me for sport? It's not fair. You deserve to be in prison.
Anyway, so
this bottom fucked you.
No. So I was like, I scheduled a 1:30 and a 2:30 because I worked at 3:30. So I was like, I knew I was gonna go to the like 108th Street for this other guy that I fucked before. Like he's fucked me a few times, and he doesn't have like a huge dick, but it's like I saw, when you're horny, you don't want to just go through any trials and tribulations. So I was like, he's safe, I'm horny, I'm just gonna go to his place. And then this other guy who's been like dying to fuck me, who's like the suspicious top. I was like, I'll stop by you, get fucked at 1:30, and then head down further a few blocks down for 2:30 p.m. and then go to work at 3:30. Like I have my thing scheduled. Show up at the 1:30. I could already tell. He was like, well, I can host, but, like, my roommates are shooting a self-tape. And I was like, okay.
Oh, not the actor.
But it was like, oh, my God. Well, like, my roomie is shooting a self-tape until 1:30. And I was like, okay, well, I'll come at 1:45 when your roomie is done with their self-tape. So you can just greet me. We'll go to your room.
Also, best of luck. Break a leg. Hope you get the. Hope you book the gig, babe. Hope you book the gig.
I get to my gig. I was like, I'll be there at 1:45 because that's 15 minutes after your roomie is supposed to be finished with their self tape. I get there. He's messaging, and he sounds very young and just very.
How old was he?
He was 23. Like it was contemporary.
Right.
And so but he just sounded really immature and like very like childish. And I was like, okay, like he's just like being like LOL, ha 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 to everything. And I was like, okay, stop.
Me as fuck.
And I was like, stop LOLing, stop ha haing everything. It's just annoying. I get there because the dick was good.
You have to show me a picture. You should show me the profile.
Yeah. And so I actually get buzzed in. I get in. I am standing outside of his apartment, and all I hear is like 3 girlies and him just giggling like, ah, oh my god. So they're literally doing self-tapes all together. It was like a high school. Imagine like a high school theater company.
Musical theater?
No, but just imagine just like 3 girls and like a gay guy.
Mama, I lived it.
All like laughing like oh my God, that's so what a fun take. They're literally all having a self-tape session in the fucking house. And I was about to fucking knock, and I was like, I did not come here to like be seen. I was like, I am not in the mood to see anybody. I am not in the mood to talk.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Were you introduced to the roommates?
Yes. No. I didn't. I left.
You didn't stay?
No, honey.
Wait.
I'm way above that.
Wait, what did you say?
I was literally at the door, and I heard the commotion in the living room. I was expecting to go there, get greeted by the trade, open the door,
the trade.
Well, get greeted by the fucking guy, and then get to his room and fuck. Because I was like, I have like 20 minutes. So he knew, and he was like, LOL, yeah. And I was like, okay, I get there. I'm standing outside the door, and all I hear is 3 girls and this guy just like flat out just having a whole
They're
kikiing. And I was like, I do not want to do this.
So when did you message him?
So I literally walked all the way down the stairs, and I was like, babe, it sounds like there's a whole party happening in your apartment. So I am not in the mood to see anybody. Let's try some other time. And I left. And he was like, wait, like I was at the door about to come let you in. And I was like, no. I was like, I do not, like, clearly your roommates are still actively using the living room. Clearly everyone's having like a self-tape party. I do not want to come in here and like talk to any of you guys. I don't want to.
Wow,
so I left.
What a bitch.
And then he was like, well, I'm sorry I made you come all the way. Like, yeah, sorry. Like, the self-tapes are just going on for so long. But it's not going to be awkward. And I was like, yes, it is. I don't want to talk to any fucking, like, 23-year-old being like, hey, how are you? Like, I do not want to do that. I just want to fuck. So then I went to the Colombia guy.
You're such a man. You're such a man.
I was like, I'm not going to do this. And so I went to the other guy I had scheduled. And then we fucked good. And then he came twice, which is really hot. He like dicked me down. He has one of those like closets that have the mirror, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so like I was like, yeah, I want to see your cock. So I was like, I was like performing in front of the mirror. I was like, I want to see your cock going inside me. And so I was doing the whole like, hey, like playing in front of the mirror.
Oh
like,
my God.
Yeah. And then like we were going on for like a bit actually. And then we recorded some. And then he came, and then I came, and he was like, oh, I'm going to come again. So I was like, okay. So like he came twice, which was so hot. And then we were done, and then I went to work.
You could have fully just had a self-tape. You could have self-taped too. You could have you could have auditioned.
Sex self-tape.
Could you imagine?
Sex self-tape. Total
I still like the slut bills.
Yes.
No, but like you really could have walked in. They could have been like, "Oh, you want to do a take, girl? You want to audition too?" You could have booked. You could have booked a gig.
Sometimes I just like things for myself. Just like recording. I love my body, and I like the way I look when I'm getting fucked and when guys fuck me. So like,
I'm just saying
you
could have
to record.
You could have I'm just saying you could have done a self-tape with the girlies who were doing the self-tape, and you could have auditioned for the gig.
For them? No.
You could have auditioned for that gig too, and you could have booked.
Honey,
you're not thinking. You're not focused on your career.
When it comes to sex, it's offer only, baby. I don't need to audition.
Not you thinking you ate with that.
I ate. Oh my God. Okay. So those were our town halls.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like anything else that happened this week. No,
we'll have a surprise new segment.
Okay, great.
I baited Nick on this. I told him to wrap up the episode. I had a new segment I wanted to introduce, which I feel like is going to be very fun and very saucy and naughty. And it's probably going to be something that we could probably keep doing if the townspeople like it, because I think it's very apropos to us, and maybe it can become something that we can later have as a private thing that we do with the townspeople. So to wrap up the show, am introducing a new segment called Rate My Nude.
You're kidding. Shut up.
Yeah!
Wait, someone wants us to rate their nudes?
Someone from the town wants us to rate their nude.
Oh, obsessed.
And
Absolutely
so I
obsessed.
am so excited to introduce you. I knew you were going to like it. So, to wrap up the show, I want to introduce a segment called Rate My Nude. Now, it is a fun segment, and again, I want to make sure that y'all know this is not just me randomly picking somebody to rate their nude. This is somebody who submitted themselves to be rated by us, Pioneer and Trailblazer, Pioneer Peru, Trailblazer Nick.
And they are adult. They are an adult.
And they are an adult.
Okay, great.
And so we are going to go ahead and rate someone's nude from the town. Now, the rules for this are going to be this.
Yeah, what are the rules? Because, like, are we naming them?
You can submit, if you want us to rate your nude, submit it to the Pioneers and Trailblazers Insta at Pioneers and Trailblazers, or submit it to us individually if you feel more comfortable like reaching out to either one of us, or if you want to engage in other sexual conversations with either one of us, you can do it on Nick's, on mine, or mine.
Sure.
But if you just want to have, like, you know, as a townsperson, submit it to Pioneers and Trailblazers Instagram, DM. Don't worry, we don't disclose any of this. We just keep it between us. We talk so much about sex and like whatever. So like we know the rules. We're not here spreading anything or showing it to everybody else. This stays here in the town hall. This does not leave the town hall. So it's a safe space. Now, send us your nude if you want us to rate it. Give us some context. Why do you want us to rate it? Is it just for fun? Great. Is it because you want to send it to somebody? Great. Is it because you just like wanted to try a new angle or something and you want us to know like if you think it's going to be good? Whatever reason, give us some context.
Composition, mise en scène.
Mise en scène. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
We'll do it. So.
Wait, I'm so excited.
This is our first one. And by the way, when you submit one, what I will ask, or Nick will ask, or what we both will ask is, do you want us to address you by name? Do you want us to address you by a nickname? Or do you want us to address us by like where you're from? Like whatever works for you, we will do it. So,
what did they say?
This is from Leak.
Okay.
Leak submitted their nude to be rated.
Okay.
Leak from Las Vegas. So Leak,
I want to
don't
see
look
it.
yet. You can look yet. So Leak from Las Vegas. Hi, thank you for being a townsperson.
Hey, thank you for listening. We're international Las Vegas.
Yes. Las Vegas, Zimbabwe, Ireland, and Vancouver, and Atlanta. All in one episode. Wow. We're really reaching you all.
We're all
Please,
everywhere.
let's keep spreading.
Spread it like those legs.
The prompt was, please can you rate my nude? I was gonna send it to this guy, and y'all are the pioneers. So
let me see.
This is Leak's nude that wants to be rated.
Oh, Leak, that's good.
All right, let's begin with the goods first. Leak. The goods are good.
First of all, waist snatched. Like, it is like, literally, I like body goals first and forebust.
Leak could literally be like an Olympian, I would say. Like an Olympian in track and field. Like,
yeah. Also the dick. How big do we think that is? Like 8,
Okay.
9?
Leak. Let's just say that Leak submitted a nude that is not like I guess what you would call like erect, right? To us, or
It looks
to
like semi. It looks semi.
But like for a semi, if this is the nude you're submitting to somebody, you're already ahead of the pack.
Like, I literally, like, if that was sent to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, what's the address? I'm on my way.
Oh, also, what's the address? And can you give me 45 minutes because I need to prep for this. So
I also need to fist myself in preparation.
I need to be plunging myself in the bathroom.
Do a deep clean. Now, deep.
This looks great. The lighting is great. Now, with a good nude, you need to please stop using some grainy ass fucking photos. Like, this nude looks like it was taken by a real person by their phone. It looks recent because the iPhone clearly is taking it. So it looks good.
For those who are wondering, it's a mirror selfie. It's a bathroom mirror selfie.
Bathroom mirror selfie in the bathroom. Now, love the composition because it's not only against a clear backdrop, it's like a white wall, but also on the edge you can see the shower, and you can see like a neatly folded towel, which I really appreciate. When I saw the towel,
I don't care about that. When I look at a nude, I'm literally just focusing on the body and the dick.
No, I always care about the rest because I'm just like, okay, what kind of bathroom this person has? It's a clean bathroom, a clean towel, folded neatly on the window thing. This looks like a nice bathroom.
No, it's nice. It's nice.
So based on the bathroom, I judge the person, being like,
but like, I need to know what your workout routine is. Like, I need to know like what you're doing at the gym.
You're like and again, like,
no, please, and I will say, DM us what that gym routine is, because I literally am going to screenshot and follow it, because that waist snatch.
Yeah, and also
I need
well, the whole body. It's very much like athletic. I just call it, this is like a track and field athlete's body. Like, you're an Olympian in this photo.
Sure.
And the dick is giving. Let me tell you, the dick. I like it.
Open it back up.
Okay, Nick's obsessed.
I'm gonna do some more looking.
Oh, we're doing more looking on the actual profile.
No, we're just looking.
Yeah. So I will say that's a great nude. Now, sometimes some people, because when you're sending a nude, you're like, hey, hey.
Sorry, I was just doing some perusing.
So perusing. So with some nudes, it's like you want to send one of you in the middle, like a candid naked photo of you and your dick, or you and your hole or your butt, and then you want to send like a close-up of your dick hard. I feel like if this is your introductory fucking like nude, you already won. Like, if I saw this nude, I don't think I would need too many more to solidify me coming over to your place.
No, if I just saw that image, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I saw that clear photo. It looks real. It doesn't look grainy. You look incredible. Great setting.
My nudes are grainy now that I think about it.
See, you cannot be having grainy. We're in 2024. Any grainy, there's no excuse for grainy nudes.
But it looks like film grain, like 35 mil.
No. You need.
That's what it's giving.
Leak was giving clear, concise. Also, not even any deceptive lighting. The lighting was just giving bathroom lighting. This is the lighting. You weren't doing anything to like. I like sometimes to like be cinematic with my nudes. Like give like some shadow or angle, whatever. Leak was just like, this is me, this is my dick, and it's good. We approve.
No, we approve. It's Pioneers and Trailblazers approved.
Pioneers PNT approved. It's a good hung person who I would love to fuck.
It's honestly just like making me now like consider like, am I gonna get fucked tonight? Am I gonna meet somebody at the bar? Am I gonna get fucked?
Well, Leak's all the way in Las Vegas, so won't be Leak.
Well, could hop on a Spirit airline real quick
if you make it alive.
I've flown Spirit once and I lived. That's when I flew to Michigan.
Oh my god. Oh yes, you told me.
Throwback to that episode.
Anyway, so if you want us to rate your nude, that was fun. I would love to do that. If you want to send it to somebody you don't know, bottom style nude, top style nude, whatever you want, we'll review. Even if it's like the super, because sometimes it's not just like the nude that's just like a selfie in the mirror. Sometimes people want to do like is this a good cock pic? Is this a good hole pic? Like, we'll do it all.
Yeah, and I will say just to get it out of the way, you comparing your penis to a can of like a tall boy, like a beer or something, I'm not into that.
I'm into that, but it's all a matter of angle and precision.
There was some that
are just ugly.
No, there's a Snippy's
looking.
There's a Snippy's profile that is near work, which means he must live in that neighborhood. I see it every time I open up Snippy's when I'm at work. But he has his dick next to a wine bottle, and it's just like really silly to look at. I'm just like, sweetie, like we get it. Your dick's big. Like you don't need to put the wine bottle next to it. We can just tell.
I'm fine with a White Claw and I'm fine with a remote.
Remote, I can't. The little the Roku remote. It's a tiny little one. Yeah, it's tiny.
Anyway, do you have a Trailblazer?
my God, no, I didn't even think about it. I guess my trailblazer is gonna be Dua Lipa because I think training season is a really good song, and I have had
Flop video, but good song.
The video unfortunately is a flop. There should have been a dance break, but the song is really good, and it's been listening to it on repeat today. So, and also Trailblazer, my gym just got new equipment. They gutted all of the equipment out of there, and they have brand new shit. I walked in on, was it Sunday? No. I walked in on Tuesday. Was the first I went into the gym, and I walked in and I looked around and I was like, oh my God. I was like, what happened? I felt like Annie, like walking into Daddy Warbucks' like mansion, being like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna like it here. You know what I mean?
I've never seen Annie. It's too old for me. Anyway,
wow.
I have a Pioneer, and I saw this on TikTok, and I am obsessed. My Pioneer is it's the Rosenthal's TikTok account.
My family.
Your family.
Oh, I've seen them before.
This video, I cannot get out of my head. Have you seen this?
Because the person who died was high fashion, and she loved this kind of stuff. Are you trying to get noticed? Yes. At a funeral. I try to get noticed everywhere I go, Emma.
I love it.
Wait, that's actually really me.
It's this no, it's me, Emma.
I'm actually no, it's me because we share the same last name.
Yeah, but still, like, I try to get noticed everywhere I go. Emma is the quote. So go to TikTok. It's the Rosenthals. It's the mom of the Rosenthals family who's went famous on TikTok.
It's not my mother, by the way.
No, not Nick's mother, or Jason, I guess. But very fucking funny. Just a typical Midwest mom who's just hilarious and says mom things, mom shenanigans. And it's just one video of her in like a furry, huge blue coat going to a funeral. And the daughter's just like, are you going to be wearing that to a funeral? And she's like, yeah, because the person who died would like me to wear this. And she was like, you want to get noticed at a funeral? And she's like, I want to get noticed everywhere I go, Emma. And I've been saying that all week to myself. I'm like, I want to get noticed everywhere I go, Emma. That's my energy for this year. I want to get noticed everywhere I go, Emma. And that is my Pioneer. That mother is mother. And of all mothers, mother.
Thanks. Thanks for listening. You can follow us at Pioneers and Trailblazers on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow Peru at Hey Peru everywhere.
I didn't have breakfast. I'm kind of tipsy.
I'm a little tipsy now. Wait, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna eat before we go?
We have to.
What are we gonna eat? I don't got food.
We're gonna go somewhere.
We're gonna go somewhere?
Yes. Well, healthy.
Healthy? Where? Well, we could eat there. We could eat there. They have food there.
No, I want to eat before. Or go nearby and eat before. We're watching Drag Race after this.
Yeah, we're watching Drag Race. You can follow me at nicholas.rose on Instagram, clownfacebench on TikTok, and clownfacebitch on X/Twitter. Stay tuned.
You can follow me.
I already said. I said at Hey Peru everywhere.
You did?
Wow. So he doesn't listen to me when I speak. And so then anyway, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you listen on YouTube on your visual learner, or leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you haven't yet, because that really helps us. Please share this podcast with all of your friends if you want them to listen, because that also helps us, because we would like this to be our full-time job so we don't have to work at our dumb, gross other job that we have.
Yeah. Make sure you're cross-referencing. That's my only call to action. Cross-reference. If you're listening on Spotify but you don't subscribe to the YouTube, just do it. Just do it to support. If you watch but you don't listen, go there, leave a review. Just do it. It takes 2 minutes, right? Yeah. Just support the town.
Send us your nudes.
We're here for you. Send us your nudes for a new segment if you want to keep. And I'll probably make a little. Oh, I have another suggestion. Y'all are gonna gag. I have a new suggestion of another segment that we could do too. So listen, we're trying to grow this town, and we have suggestions and we have ideas, but all we need is just more support for us to continue doing it. So
we're gonna grow from a settlement to a town to a city.
Yeah.
We can do it, y'all.
Have a good weekend.
Love you. Bye.